Hello, hello. Today we are playing SimCity 3000 Unlimited with your host, MVG Wiz. Today I've picked out this map and just kind of putting some personalization on here. I feel like I spend just as much time terraforming as I do city building, just because it seems to take a while to find a map you really like, and then something that you could really envision building a city into. And so it's pretty easy to make it square and bulky, right? But trying to make it so it looks a little bit more natural, and that's, I think, kind of the hard part. So I'm not too worried about it. Once the city's built, you won't be able to see a lot of this stuff, but I like to just kind of have some points of elevation to give better land value where you can see some houses going, and then like to put in a little spot a little bit lower, as low as you really can get, so you can have your industrial zone, which is better for pollution. Keep the pollution to one area. So I like to just kind of start in the corner, put my power plants and everything in as far into the corner as possible, just so that it does keep that pollution minimized as much as you can until you get to the future. So I am playing on hard, and I am playing in the year 1900. So I think we've got everything set here, and as we go along, we can make some changes. Envisioning a freeway or two in here, some railroad tracks and roads, obviously, in a grid pattern seems to be my preferred method of playing. And I kind of like to keep it somewhat symmetrical where I can with it, like I said, a grid system, but also sort of um, contouring to all these different changes in elevation and topography here. So have been playing SimCity 3000 since it came out when I was in middle school. So it's been a while. I used to ride the bus and read the manual on my way to and from school. So I'd like to think that I have a pretty good understanding of how the game works, and how I've played. I've got my own preferences, but certainly if there's something that others would, suggestions and feedback, always welcome to review that in the comments, um, to make gameplay a little bit more unique and challenging. So here's kind of what it's looking like. I just got, an ocean on one side and then a bay basically in here. So we're going to go ahead and start with this. And we don't really need the tips, but those are always fun to read from time to time. So again, 1900, playing in hard mode. So that does mean I've got a budget here. I think I do have some loans, starting with a loan. Yep, a $10,000 loan. So we just got to be mindful of how we're spending things out of the gate. So like I said, really efficiency is the way to get started, is just to be very conservative. And then once you start making some money, then you can go ahead and kind of splurge. Here you can see I've got some water put here for, water pumps and stuff into the future, but let's go ahead and get started. Coal is by far the most efficient power plant here, right? I mean, you've got oil, which is a little bit cleaner, more megawatts, but for the cost per megawatt, you can't beat coal, especially this part of the game. Once you get fusion available, that's definitely the way to go, or even nuclear. I'd like to do nuclear as well, when that becomes available, just so long as you don't overload the power plants and cause them to really to be overused, and then that's when you get a meltdown. So I'm trying to think of the best way that I want to have this kind of routed here. So again, if I kind of zoom out, ideally, like I say, I'd want to keep things kind of started with heavy polluting businesses, industrial back here, and then we'll probably like to have maybe a town center starting over here, or maybe up on this little hill, to kind of get started, or somewhere around down here. Um, just to kind of have a nice little spot where a town could theoretically be founded, right? Because then you'd start with some small light zoning when it comes to density, and have almost a quintessential downtown, if you will, and then build out from there. So ideally, with a grid pattern, would like to have something a main thoroughfare come through here, and eventually a highway and some railroad tracks, and then kind of have that come out this way too. So if you figure it's going to cut through maybe here, and then over here somewhere, we want to keep it back over here. So let's go ahead and just get started here. We'll throw one down. And then obviously we want to have our landfills back here as well. So if we do 5 this way, we'll put it smack dab in the corner there. We don't really need some roads right off the bat, but let's figure out where we want to get things started. So this looks pretty good here. I think if we kind of start here, that'll give us an opportunity to grow both ways, or even on this side of the hill, I guess, kind of give us a starting point, a square to kind of get started. So, roads, I think, are going to be the primary, means of transportation. Obviously, using railroads, trying to keep them looking, trying to keep them not getting too, what's the word I'm thinking of? You don't want to go off on a tangent or anything with some of the roads. You want to try and keep it in like a grid or in a circle, essentially, if that makes sense. So you kind of want to make a circle within the whole map, so that way it's the most efficient for users here. So I think the other nice thing too is just to plan out an avenue, if you will, where it's 2 roads, a boulevard, if you will. We'll definitely get this connected, not right now, but I'm going to come back and get that connected when I get a little bit more money. And we'll probably have something come right about, come right off here. So this will kind of be like our main thoroughfare. We'll just get this started here for right now. I'm gonna save some of that money we've got. See, look at that already. Spent a lot of money already just on our power plant and road so far. So let's go ahead and get some stuff going here. Ideally, this would be sort of like where your police station, fire station, town hall, city hall, county courthouse, all those gifts, you'll want to put those over here, and then kind of have your roads going off into different areas. So let's see here. I like to do an 8x8 grid because for the most part, tiles need to be 4 away from a road. I know you can go 5 on some zones, but I just for consistency like to do a 4x4. You can do a 5x5, and sometimes it makes sense to do that, just depending on where you've got the opportunity. You can put a park in the middle and things like that, but I think for the most part, an 8x8 is usually what I go for. 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Something like that. Yeah, there we go. There we go, something like this. And you also want to not forget about buses and things like that, right? But I think for the most part, we're just going to get started with some houses, because that's the main thing. So let's get there. Let's start this going here. We'll get a full thing here. I'm going to try and keep some of this space reserved for some commercial on the frontage. And then over here, we'll probably do maybe a sports park. When we get some more money, we can put that in there. We want to get some get some money coming in first. So let's see what we've got here on low taxes. So usually you want to come up here and we'll start with something a little bit higher, just to kind of get money coming in here. We got to make sure they get power, and then let's see here, and we're gonna need to get some power over to some water. I'm just gonna do one for right now. I don't even have enough money for that. Might have to take out a couple loans, but that's not a big deal. I mean, once you get the money coming in, you know, paying off the loans is not difficult. So we'll have to go a little bit faster though. Check our budget to see what our tax is. See, it hasn't kicked in yet. But let's... Okay, let's get some more money here. Let's see what our taxes rate's at. See, on target. So usually want to push this to like the limit of what's on target. And let's go get some more money. Let's do one big loan for right now. I'll get us going here. So, all right, people need water. Again, with water, you got 7 tiles, I think, away from where, you know, there's water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, so 6 plus the tile you're on. 4, 5, 6 is generally all you really need here. So really, I mean, this is just the groundwork here to make sure that we're set for the future. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It'll probably cost us a little bit more up front, but like I said, once you start getting money, it's not gonna matter. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. So now everybody should have water. Should be good for a little bit. Let's see here. What are people complaining about? Parks. Okay, that's not a big deal. Let's check out our taxes. I wonder if I'm too high. Taxes are still on target. Okay. Still losing $4 grand. So we're gonna have to move a little bit faster on some of this stuff. So let's see here. Let's get some jobs going here. So again, like I said, we're gonna go work off this grid pattern here. Get some jobs in here. Okay. Let's see if we can get some stuff going here. What do people really want? Usually get a police station. You know, again, if this being the center area, you know, just trying to be aware of what's going on here. So I like to get a little, you know, some commercial here, some commercial, and then obviously some government buildings over here. So let's do police, let's do some fire, let's do a school. Definitely gonna do the sports park. Well, let's hang on to that for right now. Make sure water's good. Oh, we need to get some landfills going, don't we? Let's get some landfills going. Yeah, usually like 4 off the edge is good. Actually, we want 5. Usually once we can start getting trash collected, then we can make money by collecting trash from other people. And we do need to get some connections, so let's get one going. Do one over here. And while we've got some money, let's do it over here. There. Just one each way for right now. Hopefully that'll get us something. Get a playground for the kids over here at the school. Or parks. Now we might be out of money. Once we can get a deal where we can get some trash, I think we'll be good. Okay, let's get some more money. Okay, let's revisit this tax rate here. Uh-oh, we've got a whirlpool here. Well, nothing to be concerned about. Let's carry on here. Let's get some medium zoned housing in here. This is Another thing that, like to just kind of change up what you've got. It doesn't always have to be consistently the same type of zone. Moreover, just making sure you've got keeping to the grid pattern is really what I'm really focusing on here. And I think we're going to make these blocks. I could either do an 8 and then a smaller block, or trying to think of the best way I want to do that. I might just leave it for right now. I definitely want to get some buses going. Here we go. Oh, we missed it. Oh, bummer. Okay, well let's hopefully we get another chance at that. That was unfortunate. New home for mayor, that's always good. That brings up the aurora in the area you put it, so definitely just be diligent with where you place that, and I'm going to hold off on putting it down for right now. I think we need some more. Here we go. Requests for a garbage deal. Let's take that. We can always burn the garbage, which is probably what we'll end up doing at some point. Really just want to make sure that we've got plenty of space to put it all. It's really nice, helpful too in the beginning, depending on what you have as far as technology. You can burn it, or you can turn it into electricity, which is a little bit cleaner, and it's kind of two birds with one stone there. So alright, so hopefully that brings in some money. Let's let this keep playing for a little bit. Let's get a little bit more. Let's get a... I know we wanted to do a park there. A park would be nice. I just don't have the cash for that right now. Let's do some houses there. Keep going this way. So this is sort of commercial. We might be able, we'll do the park there, that's right. Commercial here. We'll probably put a little bit more industrial when we get ready to do that. Looks like commercial is kind of picking up, so we can do another 4x4 here. We could save this for like City Hall and County Courthouse. Can't remember all the gifts that we get, but let's check our budget. What do we get from our neighbor deals here? Estimate $600. So it helps out a little bit. Oh, we do need a hospital. And sometimes it makes more sense to just put in like a little pond and some parks in between these buildings. I think it just makes a little bit more sense. And they stop complaining about parks if you fill them in, little parks here and there. So, all right, we're getting more industrial now. But we do want to get back into making sure that we don't have buses yet even available. Okay, that's fine. Let's do medium. All right, we're running out of. We got a haunted house. Cool. Let's do that. Probably need some more. Need another pump here. Yeah, I need another pump. So that'll kick in. We'll get some more there. Commercials developing. Okay, we're probably gonna need another loan in a little bit. Healthcare is perky. That's great. Still 6,000 in the hole every year. Not ideal. And we can certainly lower our expenditures on a lot of things, but you'll find that when you do that, you start to get people complaining and things, if you go too low on roads, then all of a sudden you have, roads deteriorating that you gotta fix. Police is very finicky too. Right, if you give them too much, then they start to get oppressive, so that's not good. Once we start making money, we'll bump, for the most part, bump all of these up. except with the exception of police, because like I said, if you give the police too much money, they get oppressive, and people don't like that either. So 12%. So the other thing too we can look at is just, let's look at our we can do the overlays and see what here was the layers. Here we go. Let's look at crime. Yeah, you can see we got a little bit of crime. We'll probably pop another police station over here in the near future, but you just want to keep tabs on some of this stuff. Again, the aura, again, we can put the mayor's house, we could put it here. In theory, you could put it here and that would bring this up, but you're not going to, mayor's house not going to be right in the middle of a business park like that or industrial park. So you can kind of see where things are looking a little, not good, and then you could spruce it up with some parks generally is the best way to go to improve that. So. So yeah, let's see what else is going on. Here we go. We'll take this maximum security prison. That'll give us some money. That'll certainly help things out. Let's do this security prison away from everybody. We also didn't want to do this haunted house. I'm not sure where we want to do this. Maybe kind of by the city center again. Want to kind of have lots of things going on here. So. Again, we could stick another park here just to kind of make it even. But for right now, we'll leave it. Definitely a lot of this blank space will get filled in with some parks, but you can get the idea here. We'll kind of build off this grid. We'll have an avenue going up this way and then this way, and we'll kind of be able to fill in the different quadrants. The big thing is, really is kind of keeping separate almost the industrial and residential sections to a degree. You want to sprinkle in commercial here and there, right? If you go to work over here, you're going to want like a convenience store or something to get your food, and likewise, you don't want to have to walk 5 blocks to get groceries from your house. So you just want to pay attention to you want to pay attention to those things, but then at the same time, you got to give them a way to get to their the Sims a way to get to their jobs and around the city, right? So we can look at traffic here. You can see that for the most part they're driving, right? We'll put in the train here and give them some buses as soon as we have the option to. I'm not sure when that comes back, but it's still 1906. So we can sell our power and water. I've never really had a lot of luck with that, and I'm not sure if I don't probably doing something wrong where the Sims are doing using too much electricity, and then you don't have enough to supply your neighbor. That's probably what happens. Same with water, and it just seems like it's too big of a hassle, in my opinion, to try and give yourself enough electricity and all that stuff, and it'd just be easier to sell space for garbage, because you can burn it and turn it into electricity and all that sort of thing. But I feel like water and electricity, if you've got a growing city, you're always trying to have enough for your own Sims, let alone trying to power a neighbor. So it's just really not worth it, in my opinion. In the later stages of the game, though, I think it does make sense where you can buy power and water from your neighbors. If you're really raking in the money, you still get people complaining about it, but it will free up some real estate, some land for you to build on. So let's see what else we need. More parks still. Okay, well, we're negative money, so I don't think we're gonna get any parks just right now. The other thing that's a good idea, so you can see your RCI indicator down here. There's quite a bit of demand for residential right now, as there should be in a growing city. So we definitely need to keep adding to that. So I've just paused it for a minute. So let's get some more money so we can. What are we spending on loans? We're spending $7,200 a year on loans. So without that, we would be making money. You know what I mean? We're still losing $3,000 a month, but if we gotta keep building up our tax base so we can get some more stuff coming in. So I don't want to keep doing this indefinitely, but eventually we'll get it to a point where it's self-sustaining. And again, this is just playing on hard, so I would not expect this to continue to to play like this, but Um, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, let's just keep going for right now and see what we can make happen. I think at some point too, using medium residential density will help pack more people in. Let's do 4 here. Yeah, see that brought the demand for residential down. It'll always come back up as long as something's not something crazy doesn't happen where people are fleeing because of taxes. So again, that's something, the other thing I want to keep an eye on is just make sure that our taxes are, here they're on target, and then over time we'll have to lower them as we get more and more people and they're contributing to the tax base. But generally you want to keep those as high as reasonably as you can, especially in the beginning. Towards the end of the game, I mean, you're probably getting down to, a few percentage points and, people don't complain as much. But yeah, let's get a little bit more commercial in here. Hospitals are plentiful. That's good. I mean, they'll remind you about some of the stuff. You can see hospitals are plentiful and power supply is adequate, but it's always good to just, query and check this stuff out. Here's we're already at a quarter of our landfills full. We're almost halfway to our coal power plants. We're going to need some more power plants soon. We're getting close to our pumping station too, already at 1,100, 1,200 of our 1,500 a month capacity there. So, and then also making sure we got enough. Here's our patients, 542 in beds. We've got 1,500, so we're good on beds. And same with school. We're probably going to need another school here coming up soon. We only got 600 extra desks between the number of desks and the number of students. So it's always good to have a little bit of extra buffer for future growth, right? So it doesn't hurt to address that stuff sooner rather than later while you've got a budget for things like that. So we're going to put one over there. Let's check on our crime again. I feel like crime's going to start to... it's not terrible. That's reasonable. We can live with that. So let's check our budget again to see what we've got. So we're still losing $5,000 a year, and most of that again from our loans. So there may be a time where we have to just kind of suck it up and speed through it, pay off some of these loans, because then once you get those out of there, then it's not a huge deal. But the big thing is, security, the maximum security, prison, selling your landfill space. If we get that toxic waste dump, do that. The military base. The only one that I'm not a big fan of, the casino, I like that one too. The only one I'm not a fan of is the Giga Mall because it just tanks your commercial demand, and that's just, I don't know. It's not really worth it to me. When you're trying to grow things and your commercial sector just tanks. So unless you're like late stage in the game where you've got a commercial, you've got an airport, you've got a number of connections, then it's a little bit different. But out of the gate, I would hold off as long as you can before you do the Giga Mall, because that just really doesn't really provide a lot of benefit based on the cost. So. So let's check out the school. We've got 6,000 desks now, so it's 3,000 desks per school. So if you're ever in where it's showing red, you know what you got to do is just kind of bump that up, right? So. I would like to get a rail in here too once we get some money, but really, I think the first goal of mine is really to get out of the red here. I know we have money now, but we're still losing $5 grand a month, and really it's just a matter of knocking out these loans. So you can see the maturity is 3 years for these ones, and then another 6 years for this one, and then we've got almost 9 years yet for that one. So it's going to be a little bit, but we can power through some of these. So let's kind of speed up and just we can do status quo until we can get caught up here. Okay, so real quick, they're yelling at me for not having a library, which that's my fault. I forgot to throw one of those in there. But that's the other thing. Colleges and museums, you want to make sure that you're spacing those out. So again, library would be perfect, like in a little downtown area with a little park next door to it. And I know I was talking about building a park here, and I accidentally, zoned a commercial. So we can come back there later and put something in there. But I'm just gonna, I think a nice playground or a pond right next to a library just seems real fitting. Still gives us some space to put a county courthouse and our city hall and everything downtown. Make this little downtown area here. So I think what I'm gonna do up here, we can do legalized gambling. Sure, why not? They're gonna want to get that casino, so we can get that in there. So I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna end this one for right now. See if we can get the money situation going back into the green direction. And if something happens between here and now, I'll make sure to start the recording back up. But I think this is a good stopping point here, just to kind of show how, I really get things going and get things started. Just to kind of get things rolling from a hard perspective. Normally I'm playing just on easy just for fun, but I figured I'd do it on hard just to kind of show if anybody was curious on how to do that. And certainly if there's comments or feedback or suggestions, I'm always open to hearing that in the comment section. Like I said, I've been playing this for a number of years, and I'm not new to the game, but certainly I'm sure that there's strategies that people have out there that would be interesting to read through and play through. So have at it in the comments, please. Like and subscribe. I'll be sure to upload the other videos here when I get them. And again, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you.